Hello, Internet pals. How is everyone doing today? I am actually doing pretty good at the moment. I just finished writing up my draft of my research paper for my term project for this semester, which feels really good to be able to say that because it is currently 7:40 p.m. on Tuesday, July 21st. And this draft is due tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. So look at me getting shit done. And I'm extra proud of myself because the last couple of days have been quite busy. So yesterday I had an in-person meeting, which is normal. Every other Monday I have an in-person meeting for work with my team. It was my turn to get water, so I had to be the one to pick up water for the team over the weekend and then bring it, obviously. And then today I had to go to a safety, it's called a safety forum, but it's like kind of like a conference. Basically a bunch of the contractors for the utility get together and talk about safety for the veg management program or vegetation management. So yeah, I went to it last year, I went to it this year, and this year we actually presented. So it's been a busy few days. And then in between all of this, I've been working on my paper because Saturday I did get to go collect all my data, which was actually pretty fun. It was hot, but I got my data collected. I think I looked at 64 trees total. Well, actually, I know I looked at 64 trees. I don't know why I said think. Like, I've been looking at the numbers. Like, I know these things. I just finished writing it. And then over, I think on Sunday, I formatted and organized all my data. And then yesterday, I ran my inferential statistics. I did all my descriptive, easy stuff on Sunday. But I was also taking an optional stats course through my master's program to kind of help me out. And I'm glad I did because the test that my professor was originally wanting me to run would not have been helpful with this study. So I am glad that I took that stats course because it turns out I needed to run a different test. I think that if I had changed up my research question a little bit and reformatted things, I could have used the chi-square test, but just how it ended up being formatted in the end, that wasn't really going to be helpful, which I'm glad that I did make the changes that I did because it did make it a little bit easier. I was annoyed at first because ultimately my study's not exactly what I wanted it to be, but exactly what I wanted it to be wouldn't have checked all the boxes for this particular project. So you know what? That's science. You gotta change and adapt at times. But I'm happy with this. I'm really proud of myself. I know that before the final draft is due, I am for sure going to have to make some changes, which, I mean, part of the draft process is to give and get peer feedback. So I'm excited to see what the feedback is gonna be. I was actually really surprised that my peer feedback on my intro and methods section was not as brutal as I was expecting it to be. And I think that I expect things like peer feedback and stuff to be really brutal because I lack confidence and I have a lot of imposter syndrome. Like, I have met so many brilliant people already in this program, and I think they said there's 31 of us total in my cohort. The other 30 people in this cohort are all brilliant, and I definitely have moments where I'm just like, how did I end up in this program with y'all? Because yeah, but at the same time, like, the three that I've really connected with during the in-person days that I've been talking to a lot, that yeah, I do think they're friends now, and that's exciting. We've got our little group chat and we chat a lot. It's good to talk to these very brilliant people who are having basically the exact same issues I am. I'm just like, oh, so I'm not just a bit of a dummy or a ditz. Like, this is normal. I'm good. Like, yeah, grad school already is so different from getting my undergrad, y'all. And I'm excited to talk about it more. I know I've been talking about it a lot because, you know, that's what I'm doing, so it's on my mind. But at the end of the semester, probably on the main channel, I'm going to probably, well, not probably, I am going to. I want to break my semester down a little more, give my thoughts and my experience, talk more about the projects that we've done, because my group project, the little mini inquiry research project we did, was actually really fun, and I would like to talk about it. And then of course this one I would like to talk about, but I'm avoiding officially talking about it until everything's graded and stuff. Maybe once it's graded, I might put the actual paper on my Patreon. I don't know if I will make it available for anybody or patrons only. I don't know. I also have to figure out if I'm technically allowed to do that. I don't know. I can ask my facilitators though, but either way, I'm excited. I'm very happy that I wrote this. I'm very happy that I accomplished this. And honestly, doing this study, I have so many more questions and I would love to expand more upon them, but I don't know that I want this to be my only focus for like my master's program, because I have so many ideas, but I don't have to be locked into one till basically the end of spring semester. So I still have like 6 months to figure things out, you know, assuming I keep the funding going and stuff, which, like I said, I know I'm gonna have the first payment for this semester. Things are still gonna be kind of tight financially, but that's how it is for everyone right now. So I'm not really complaining too much. I mean, I am complaining, but we can all complain. It's okay to complain. Like, don't let people, or don't allow people to make you feel bad if you need to complain about something, because we all need to complain sometimes. And I've spent so much of my life feeling so shitty every time I complain, because I've let people that I thought were friends, or like some of my exes, they would just make me feel like a whiny little crybaby anytime I complained about anything, and make me feel so guilty for even being upset about things, that now my automatic response when I feel myself getting upset is, oh no, do I really deserve to be upset about this? And that's kind of fucked up, don't you think? But I know that I can't be the only one. And this is one of the things that I fully believe we should talk about more, because like I said, we all deserve to complain. Just because you know someone else has it harder than you doesn't mean your feelings and your struggles are not valid. So yeah, that's my little soapbox right now. But we also did get some fairly, not necessarily good news, but better news. We did get confirmation that the first plumbing company we were in contact with about the gas issue is 100% trying to screw us over, allegedly, in my opinion, and in the opinion of other people, including professionals in that industry. So I don't know if I should name the company, because it is a big company and I don't know the ethics of that. I don't know if I want to be messy like that or not, but I also don't know if this were to go out into the wide world and get more than like 12 views, if they'd care. But I don't know, man. So our initial estimate for the work that needs to be done was a smidge under $8,000. It's like 7,900 something, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not looking at the quote right now. I guess I could pull it up because I do have my laptop right here, but I'm kind of just obsessively waiting for my Turnitin score so I can actually turn in my rough draft, or like make changes that are identified by Turnitin as like potential plagiarism issues. But I don't think I'm gonna have that because I pretty obsessively cite things, and it seems like there's only been a handful of people in my cohort so far that have turned in their papers, and it seems like the common thing that Turnitin is flagging is like commonly used phrases like the null hypothesis is, and the alternative hypothesis. So really we're getting like these 3 to 6% that are just, it's minor stuff like that. So it's really nothing to change, which is good. But of course, watch, I'll be the outlier and I need to go back and completely rewrite a fucking section. I don't know. Sorry for my potty mouth today. I'm in one of those moods and places. It's also kind of, it's not as muggy as it has been. Like, it's been so muggy in SoCal for like a week and a half, 2 weeks at least. And you know, we're used to heat here. Oh, at least in the inland areas. We're used to heat, like triple digits, melting on the sidewalk heat. But mugginess, no, usually it's a dry heat. So I've been kind of dying lately. Sorry about that. I had to respond to a thing and then my throat was feeling kind of dry because allergies have been allergying. Like, I've been doing a lot of cleaning, so there's a lot of like dust and animal dander that has, ugh. And like Friday, it was just so bad. I don't think I'm allergic to any of my lovely plants yet, but none of them are blooming, so I may be miserable once they start blooming. But you know what? That's when I go back to my doctor and chat with her about some stronger allergy meds, because worth it. Sorry, I know I don't really like to do a whole lot of editing to these vlogs because I want them to be a little more casual, a little more off the cuff. But if I'm like coughing or sneezing or making a gross noise because there's mucus in my throat, I'm gonna cut that out. Y'all don't need to hear that. You're welcome, by the way. But yeah, so I'm waiting on my Turnitin score, which I just submitted like 20 minutes ago, and it takes like an hour according to what they told us in the assignment on Canvas. So I'm excited because it's done a day early. I know I'm gonna have to make edits, but it's done enough for me to turn my rough draft in, which is good. And I'm actually really happy. So that is good. What was I talking about though? Oh yeah, the plumbing. Back to that. So what we have seen here is that the initial estimate we got from the company that came and did like the leak detection and all that after the gas company was like, you have a leak and it's here, but they found out it's not actually where they'd have to excavate, but there is in fact a leak. So the gas company's not entirely wrong, but we're still red tagged and locked out and we need to get the repair. Was like $8,000. We're just gonna round up for simplicity. And so then last week I've had like my father helping us and some other connections and loved ones helping us kind of make sense of things, and we were coming to the conclusion that that estimate was outrageous for what actually needs to be done, because where the leaks are and stuff, my house is partially foundation, partially stick built. It's an old house, and so there would need to be no digging of anything out. Everything is accessible through the crawl space. So that company, basically we suspected we're being overcharged. They had also told us that since we're still dealing with our rodent problem, we would have to get that dealt with and have everything professionally cleaned before they came to do any of the work, and, you know, like show them proof that we got that done. And we're just like, cool, that's a lot more expensive. What the F, man? So of course we're still trying to deal with the rodents. I mean, we're pretty sure they're super rats at this point, but that's a whole nother story and a whole nother tangent. But this company, which is more local, and I don't think it's like a large corporation, they came out today and gave us like a free consult and estimation. We showed them some of the documents from the leak detection. They looked at some of the stuff and they're like, yeah, if there's no digging or anything, we can probably do this for somewhere between like 4 to 5 and keep it in that range. We're like, wait, what? And like we told them what our other estimate was, and they're like, yeah, they're basically charging you the rate that if it were us, it would be reasonable if we were needing to dig up all your concrete and stuff and get to those lines, which is what we were suspecting, because when they initially got here, the company A, to do the leak detection, they were just the original, so it was them and then like their subcontractor, and the guys with company A were basically like, oh, well, the gas company's already determined it's here, so we know that's where it is. Like, but then subcontractor for company A was like, no, we're going to do this the right way. If they're paying for a full leak detection, we're going to do a full leak detection. And yeah, they didn't need to dig anything up. So I suspect, and this is all me speculating, alleged, my opinion, that they had already gone into this expecting to give us an estimate for a job needing to tear everything up and do a full system revamp, which is what they were trying to get us to do originally and initially telling us, and then it became a partial, but I think they were still estimating us for a full because, you know, we're kind of desperate. We want our gas back on. I would like a hot shower. But yeah, so long story short, or long story long, it looks like it's not going to cost so much, and there are actually more financing options with company B. We do have a third company that we're going to talk to, get an estimate from tomorrow. But yeah, it is possible we might be able to get the full thing financed, which, you know, more debt is not great, but I would like the gas turned back on in my house, and I'd like to be able to cook on my stove, yo. Like, I know it will make my house 5 million degrees, but I've never wanted to bake cookies more than I do right now when I know I can't. And that's where we're at right now. I guess I could use the toaster oven, but just no. That's peasant shit. I'm sorry. I'm joking. FYI. So please don't get offended. But yeah, that's kind of like my update. I know tomorrow's going to be kind of a busier day too. I have some paperwork that I have to do for work. I mean, I always do. Both of my leads are off for the rest of this week for different reasons. One's going on vacation. One is going to a class for another certification for our industry. So yeah, I'm basically the only one in leadership on for the next 3 days, which is fine. Like, I've been on my own before, and like they both just realized it today because they were at the same forum that I was at, and they're like, are you sure you're good? Like, guys, you're fine. Like, one of them's still gonna be in the area, and if needed, he's reachable. The other one's going out of the country. Like, he's good. He's going on vacation. I'm just like, guys, I got this. If there is an emergency, it'll be fine. Like, I have support from my boss and other people in the company from afar, but like, it's fine. It's 3 days. I got this shit. I'm not anticipating a major emergency, but it could happen. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Tomorrow I'm taking Chewy in for his vet appointment. I'm probably just dropping him off in the morning and picking him up in the afternoon because he does have to be sedated and then he does have to wake up. I'm probably going to be taking at least, no, my 10 a.m. call got canceled. So if I'm out of there by if I'm out of there before 10:30, then I don't have to take my call at the vet. But yeah, we shall see. But it'll be good because Chewy's allergies have been bad again. He needs his claws clipped, which they're just really thick, and it's less stress on everyone if he goes into the vet, gets sedated, has it done there, and then I can get his ears cleaned. And I did find a lump, which I think might just be an old dog lump, but I'll have the vet kind of look at it too. So yeah, because, you know, he's a senior dog and he's a large dog, so he's a senior large dog, and just, yeah. But yeah, I'm feeling more hopeful right now. Still overwhelmed and stuff, but more hopeful than I have been. The hard part of my classwork is officially done because my next assignment's coming up. I have to peer review the papers of the 2 people whose intro and methods I peer reviewed, and I have to do that by Sunday. I think both of them have already turned in their papers, so I could actually do that pretty soon, but I'll probably do that this weekend. I have a girls' day coming up with my cousin on Sunday, which I'm really looking forward to. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll chit chat about that more later, probably after the fact, because you know, safety and all that. And just, yeah, I'm hoping to be able to go ride tomorrow evening, so hopefully I'll have Chewy home in time to pop up to see the ponies and ride, because I haven't ridden in a couple of weeks now, and I would like to. But that's where we're at. Now that my paper is more or less written, so the only other things I'm gonna have to do to it after this are some edits and finalizations, and then turning in my final draft in like, I think like a week and a half, something like that. I could look at the due date right now, but I'm not going to. Just, yeah, I'm feeling more hopeful than I have, so that's a good thing. Tomorrow's Wednesday, halfway through this week, and hopefully it's not 180. Hopefully the rest of this week kind of continues on this trend. I've kind of been keeping up with the news. I do have some plans for some more formal content for the main channel and some shorts to make for the other places. I have some ideas for the book spaces, and just, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I do need to go and do stuff on the Patreon because that has been neglected, but I'll work on that. Probably not today, just because once I'm done here, I'm probably gonna eat something and then try to veg out because my brain is fried, man. I was presenting earlier today and focusing and mingling with people from other companies and networking and stuff, and my social bar, it's not very large. I am an introvert, so social activity does take it out of me. But you know what? For now, I'm gonna wait for my Turnitin score so I can finish the tweaks that I need to do before I can turn in my rough draft. And I'm gonna enjoy this glass of white Zin. I think it's Sutter Home, because you know, we're broke bitches right now, and we're going to enjoy. So cheers. I'll see y'all in the next one.